Gary, obviously great success in the league last year for Rangers, but with regards to the cups, how big a priority is that for you guys this season?
No, it's massive. I've really got to emphasise the point that this is a really big game for us against Livy. With the incentive of getting to Hampden, and then obviously getting back there for a cup final. And it's an early end to a cup competition as well with a December final. So it's such a big game for us. We're being very diligent in our preparation for this one.
And in terms of priorities, where does the cup rank?
Well, listen. Over the years, I would say south of the border as well. That effectively it's known as the League Cup in both countries. That people have got this sort of observation that it might be the least of your priorities, but it's not the case. We want to continue the way this club has won things over the years, and it would be nice to. But first and foremost, we're going to get through this tie and get to Hampden for the semi.
On the start to the season, is it encouraging that despite maybe a mixed start, you're still top of the league, you're 4 points ahead of what would be your maybe biggest rivals for the title this season, and you are in this quarterfinals of the cup, maybe given you're not firing on all cylinders?
Yeah, well, if you'd said at the start of the season we'd be in this position where we're sat today, we'd probably have took it. But us being who we are and the standards that are set, and the players would agree with me as well, we feel as if we should have a few more points. But as you say, it can't be that bad. We're sat top of the league and we've got a chance to get to a semi-final. So loads to play for. It's a big, again, I want to emphasise how important this game is tomorrow night.
What did you make of it the weekend? More drop points there. How much of a concern is it that the teams maybe struggling to put teams away in the same fashion as last season when, especially at Ibrox, you were winning?
Yeah. So I think you would agree we bossed most of the game with good possession. I thought looking at try to pick some positives from the game. I thought first half we played some really exciting football, good on the eye. But I would mirror some of the words the manager said after the game. I think we need to be a wee bit more, devilment in our finishing, and a wee bit more oomph, so to speak, and just a wee bit more belief, because leading up to the corners of the box and getting into the box, I believe we're playing some decent stuff. But there just needs to be that wee bit more hunger and desire to score.
First of all, could I have a team update or a squad update for tomorrow night, and particularly the status of Yanis Hadji and Ryan Jack?
Well, Yanis is fine and he trained. He's back and trained. He looked pretty sharp. Ryan Kent is obviously he's going to be missing. The positive would be Nathan. Nathan he's been nursing that little ankle since being away with the national team. I think he picked it up against Moldova. So he trained, and looked sharp this morning, and will come into contention with a few others. Jacko's he's still missing from the training, and it's just he's still working to get back to fitness.
The manager spoke at the weekend about the defence, and he said it hasn't quite been as certain as it looked last season, where it was very much on the front foot. As a coaching staff, what do you need to do to get that back, to get the defence with that kind of incredible solidity it had last year?
Yeah, just the coming together and having that togetherness and that organisational level, and it's fine detail, and I think that's the thing that we've been pressing on to not only just the back line but all over the pitch, because we start defending from the front, but it's just those little fine details. We just feel as if we're coming away from the game plan a touch and not following the fine details on the strengths of the opponents. So we've just got to get back and fully concentrated, but just take care of the fine details, because we're getting caught by sucker punches on little lapses of concentration, and just concentrating on these little fine things.
Afternoon, Gary.
Hi, Mark.
In some of the games in the last couple of seasons, I felt because Tav and Barisic are such great crossers, it's I wouldn't say an easy option, but it's a very open option for Rangers to move out to the wide areas. Whereas on Saturday, particularly the first half, you saw Kamar and Fashion actually and Aribo actually attacking and playing through the defence.
Yes.
Very effectively with short passing moves. Is that something that you're Well, I imagine you always get your eye on it, but is it something you're really looking to develop now?
Well, it's something we work a great deal at the training, you know, and you've observed it. So that obviously, when teams come to Ibrox, they tend to, you know, defend in a very low block and defend in numbers. So we've got to try and find ways of breaking that down, and obviously getting the ball wide to two people whose delivery is probably second to none, and their stats prove that they're as good as anybody. But that we can't just be a one-trick pony. We've got to be able to, you know, go through and maybe look to go over as well. So it's the things you've come up against when you play against loads of defenders and a team that defends very low. So we've got to just try and find a way.